What's going on there, bench warmers? It is time for another center of attention. It's 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away officially from the start of the NFL regular season. We said we are bringing center of attention back, and I'm back with another center of attention. It's great because the Olympics have been able to kind of hold us over through this point. I haven't had to pay attention to how bad the Rockies are. I haven't tried to fake my way into being a Yankees fan over the last few weeks because I've been able to pay attention to this. And I know that there's been a lot of events, and the swimming has been awesome, the gymnastics, everything. But this is my favorite time of the Olympics. This is the sport that I coach. I now have a more vested interest because I do coach in the freestyle and Greco wrestling seasons for the high school level here, but we have Olympic wrestling back and a couple big stories. Enrit Corey is one of, I think she's a 20-year-old going for an Olympic medal. She'll be the youngest medalist in USA wrestling history. So talk about women's wrestling becoming a recognized sport across the country, and now they're representing really well out in the world stage. And then the main story, and what I hope that we kind of kick things off for the actual episode with, is Majain Lopez out of Cuba. I know that the Cuban system is very shady. We talked about it with Yoel Romero. You don't really know how old these guys are. You don't know what they're doing in that Cuban system. They get taken from the time they're like 10. They get stolen from their houses, and they grow up in these different athletic facilities. But Lopez is now officially the most decorated Olympian of all time. He passed Michael Phelps with his 5th gold medal in Greco-Roman wrestling, and now he retired today. He's 41 years old, absolutely demolished the field. He took out a former national runner-up in Adam Kuhn from the U.S. early on in the tournament, and then continued to steamroll from there and had the iconic moment. I think it's one of the greatest traditions when you retire from a sport, but when you retire from the sport of wrestling, you leave your shoes in the center of the mat, similar to leaving your gloves in the center of the octagon for UFC fighters, and Majain Lopez earns his retirement as the greatest Olympian of all time. So that's going to do it for the center of attention. We got plenty more of Olympics discussion, and we have our first division preview coming up later on in the episode. But now it's time for 192 of the Far End of the Bench podcast with Jimmy Pallotto and Niko Bryant.
If you don't stay down and you never quit, come on over here and sit on the far end of the bench.